Hello fellow horror geeks and welcome back to 100 Days of Horror. My name is Bob and I'm talking about everything that I'm watching out for these 100 Days of Horror for SeatGeek.com. 100 Days of Horror, if you don't know, if you probably watch this video, you probably watched the other ones, the couple of you have done it. Hi Robin. I said that last time too, but what the hell. Is when myself, other members of City Geek, and some of our friends watch 100 horror films we haven't seen the 100 days leading up to Halloween, posting about those over at our Facebook page dedicated to that. If you follow the link below to SeatGeek.com, you can see what everyone else is watching there, and if you follow the link on there at Facebook, you can subscribe to that and tell us what you're watching. Of course, subscribe to this channel to bookmark our site and all of that jazz. It's always something we like to see. I am very late in putting up these video reviews, as I say every single time. One of these days I can sit down, just do a whole lot of them at once, because looking at the review for day number 27, it's really day 40 something, and I'm at 50 something I'm watching, so I'm a little bit ahead. So that's what we're looking at, like literally like 47 meters down is coming up in a couple of days, and we've been out for just a couple of weeks. That shows where we're at timing wise, but what the hell. So today we're looking at Why Horror, a documentary that popped up on Shudder recently, so that's where I watched it. And it was made in 2014 is when it was released, but it finally popped around on Shudder, so this is the first time I had a chance to watch it as far as I'm aware of. I hadn't heard of it beforehand, but I try and watch everything when they pop up there, because it always has pretty cool stuff I haven't seen in many cases. So in this case, this is a documentary, as the title suggests, Why Horror, looking at why people like myself, Tal Zimmerman, who's the person who's the head of this, the directors, Robert Linderman and Nicholas Kleinman, on what they're looking at of why we like horror. Something we talk about at every year at Crypticon, so we're talking about together on our podcast. Yeah, when we're just chatting with City of Geek. Oh, by the way, City of Geek podcast, yay. Crypticon, yay. If you're Pacific Northwest, you deserve to go. If you're anywhere with close to an airport, you deserve to go to Crypticon. But always pop up to iTunes and subscribe to our podcast. You also find links on our website, so go to cv.com, find it there. You plug in ourselves at all times. But it's a valid question of why we like so much weird stuff, so much gory stuff, so much blood, so much violence, things that a lot of people see as negative. Now, the horror genre does have that stigma on that, but of it's just violence, just Friday the 13th. And, I said Friday the 13th on purpose because people get things all mixed up. Like, look, it's Jason. But then go off and watch stuff like Silence of the Lambs, and like, it's not horror. Horror is a valid genre. I'm for some preaching to the choir here, and I can go on a whole different thing on there. Maybe we'll have a podcast just about the stigma of the genre and why. But this also, but this looks at why we like this sort of stuff. So it mostly focuses on Tal in front of the camera, talking about him and his family and stuff. And he's just regular horror geek, so it's cool to see a documentary from this point of view. But it takes a lot of it away. We do have interviews like Barbara Cramden, Alexander Aja, and other people. Don Coscarelli comes up a bunch of times. All people reviewing at conventions, people interviewing at conventions, the places they go and talk to the fans, talk about the fans of why we like horror, where we talk about those together. But it focuses maybe a little too much on Tal, though it is great to see someone from our level. It's not just scholars and academics talking about something like maybe or people really involved with the genre from the making point of view, such as like History of Horror or Horror Noir, which is still one of the best documentaries to come out this year, one of the best films to come out this year on Shudder. Horror Noir about black cinema and horror. Fantastic, check it out. So in that way, it's kind of a week, because it's almost like it's felt like conversations I've had with my friends, and not in like a Clerks type way, but in a cool, I already know what is going. Horror fans are the ones that are going to watch this, so horror fans already know the answers that he's going to come up with. So it does take a little bit of away from it, but I do like to listen to people and why they like, where the history. One of the favorite things I liked about my friend Tom and Langley's podcast, most materials I talked a lot about horror people and people involved in the community, of like, when were you allowed to be weird? Were you a monster kid? And I always love hearing people's monster kid stories of watching The Thing way too early and watching this. And my grandpa sat me down and he showed me Frankenstein and said, I saw this in the theater back when I was in 1931 when I was 10 years old. I love those stories, and those are always cool. And maybe it should be a fun documentary of people's exposure to horror and how it gets them to where they're at now, what they liked when they were kids, especially like adults. But that's a whole different thing. I might think about that and maybe talk about people about that. Maybe that's something we can do at next Crypticon. If someone wants to make that documentary, I'll watch it. For the one guy watching this on YouTube. But yeah, Why Horror is an alright documentary. It's it's preaching to the choir. It doesn't really get into things really too deeply, in which that other books and documentaries can get into with a further thing. But it is an interesting slice of a regular horror convention guy talking about what he likes and actually getting the ability to talk to people about it in a different way. So if that interests you, check it out. It's like 85 minutes, if I remember right, because I watched it like a month ago, so far behind these. But like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you next time, and of course go over to the Facebook and cvgeek.com. It's also what you're watching. Alright, see you next time.